conversation, a New York comeback conversation.
Yeah, we should.
And I really want to kind of like dial the clock back a little bit, because I want to recognize my friend Mirceau Lekesh over here, who is the owner of this restaurant, and he has been so good about letting us use his restaurant since last August to come together as a group and have these kinds of conversations, which have been very productive and very meaningful. Mirceau, I've known Mirceau for probably 30 years, and the number of restaurants that he's had in this city have all been excellent. So I want to encourage everybody to eat here, as well as come here and meet and talk and have cocktails. It's a very good restaurant. It's a fantastic, and also come back on weekends and patronize a really great restaurant owner who is part of New York City, loves the city, and wants to see it come back, which is why he lets us and me use this great room and the patio when we have nice weather. So Mirceau, thank you.
Thank you.
Mirceau, now I want to just shift a little conversation about Mirceau, because he is an entrepreneur, and aside from being a restaurant entrepreneur, he's in the energy business and a few other areas, and he is always a guy looking for a way to do some kind of a deal to import something or to export or and part of that comes from the fact, we're right across from the United Nations. So Mirceau's restaurants have always been right around the United Nations, and he is very well connected internationally with many important leaders of countries and business people, because the kinds of customers that he has here in this restaurant and also in the other restaurants that he's had over the years have been very prominent people from around the world who are business people or high-level diplomats, and he's a very, very powerful guy over here.
Is that why all the tables are bugged?
That's why all the tables have always been very. I'll tell you what, I've never seen a Mirceau restaurant that wasn't always booked solid and full of liveliness and life. It's unfortunate that we have a situation in New York City where we don't have that kind of situation right now. So that's why we do this.
And we're going to bring it back.
We want to bring New York back.
No doubt about it.
We want to, I keep asking people how they're doing, and they say, "Oh, I'm so depressed." I'm not depressed. I have used the time productively for the last year to expand my universe and to develop new ways of earning income. And I think everybody who is here is creative and knows how to do those things. The Greater New York Chamber of Commerce, which is a kind of an anchor for this. It was a different anchor before, but now it's the Greater New York Chamber of Commerce. And my vision when I started this initially was to bring the real estate community and the small business community and the financial community together, because we have a serious problem where the real estate community, the small business community, and to some degree the financial community just don't have a strong enough voice in this business and government environment. So what we discovered in kind of a conversation the other night with Paul Massey is that the problem that we have today is not really COVID, and the problem in New York City actually started in June in 2019, long before COVID, and that's the legislation that's been passed, which has created deterioration in the quality of life because of criminals being put out in the street, because of bail reform, which is putting criminals back out in the street immediately after they've committed the crimes, serious crimes, putting homeless people in jeopardy because they're taken out of hospitals where they can get care, putting people who are mentally ill out in the streets. And I've had in the last three days, I've been approached by by people who are on the street that are crazy, and it's very concerning to me that this city is losing its great field. It's losing everything because we have criminals. And I started talking about this, a year and a half ago, about the difficulty that we're going to. Before COVID, we had 200 real estate people in a room talking about how bad the legislators had changed the new rules and regulations, a lot of things that were going on. And after 2 hours of meetings, I stood up and I said, I'm sitting here for 2 hours, not one of you has mentioned bail reform, not one of you have mentioned anything having to do with crime. Nobody is going to care about living in your buildings if we don't keep the quality of life high and keep the city safe. And since that time, it's gotten worse. I mean, they've defunded the police. They've taken steps to reduce the protections the police department has for things that they're doing when they're risking their lives to keep us safe. So we have a serious problem. And so the idea of having these get-togethers was actually to bring together real estate, small business, and financial institutions so that we could have a stronger voice. So one of the things that kind of was interesting that's happened, we've had 3 very good speakers with Kent Swig and Paul Massey and Tino Karlovas over the past 3 weeks, three meetings. And I noticed during the conversation with Tino's after that in all of these meetings there's been this great buzz. And we were here with Kent till 11 o'clock at night. We were here with Paul Massey till 10 or 10:30. We were here talking last week, I think probably till about 10 o'clock. Everybody really has a lot to say. Everybody really has things that are important to them, and maybe even some suggestions. So I thought rather than having a speaker tonight, we'd kind of keep it open and have a little more
open dialogue. Open dialogue.
A little more open dialogue. And Selman Yeltsin, who is also a partner with me in doing these meetings and brings people here, and I would like to be able to kind of moderate some kind of conversation that might be collectively interesting in terms of identifying some of the issues and what might be done to bring us closer to coming back.
Thank you.
Now,
Absolutely.
that's my thought. Thank you. Thank you. So why don't we start by just, since not everybody knows each other, why don't we start by going around doing an introduction. We have like one 30-second introduction, starting with Selman and going around the tables. He's paying attention to his cell phone. I can see what's on your cell phone from here. So.
You guys go ahead. Go ahead.
Selman's a little shy.
No.
Come on, stand up, Selman.
No, I really don't know.
He didn't want to stand up.
I'll say.
Okay, great. I want to just come on up.
Everyone's picking up
Brinkley, come up here.
and says who they are.
I have something I want to say.
I like that better.
Brinkley, go, Brinkley. Come on.
Brinkley, stand up, because for the past couple of sessions we've been honoring women
Go in the front.
who are successful in our community, and I just wanted to honor Brinkley because she is so. There are people
Can't be so
in
scared.
the business community who are active. You're welcome. You deserve it. Who are active. I met Brinkley about a year ago at a real estate conference, and she does work with a lot of different kinds of companies and family offices, and brings capital to entrepreneurs and capital to businesses. And we need to have the energy of people who know how to get things done and who have a way of making that happen. So Brinkley is one of those people, who gets things
He
done.
does it with sex appeal.
Bonus points.
I thought you were going to moderate, Arthur.
I am.
Okay. You talk.
You talk now.
Okay.
Frankly.
Thank you, Arthur.
Tell me.
Thank you to Arthur for always bringing us together, because as I was saying, especially as New Yorkers and entrepreneurs, we are better together. And for your purpose, bringing back New York. And I always meet new people here. And I don't know what
Tell us who your most important mentor was.
put me on the spot.
What's your favorite color?
Red.
And he's got a red square, so.
Brinkley, put your hands in the air. Get that fear off you. There it is. There it is. There it is.
Now, come on, tell us about
Can't be scared.
a person in your life who helped make you as successful as you are in what you do. Who opened the doors for you in the beginning? And if not,
I guess my dad.
your dad.
You know?
Probably your mom.
No, dad.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely dad was the center of my world. Start there. And Salman is another reason we're here. He's our founder of Red NYC in New York, LA, Miami. What is that? For conferences, real estate conferences and family office conferences. That also brings small businesses and big businesses together so we can network and meet new people. And with like-minded people, it's important that we're around like-minded people that support each other. And I thank you, Arthur.
Okay, who's next? Who wants to say something that about what they're doing or what they're seeing? We have a young lady from Brazil, Marina.
Marina.
Stand up, Marina. Tell us what you do.
I can talk here.
Let's do it. Let's
The
go.
biotechnology.
Go to the front.
You do what with biotechnology?
What I do with biotechnology?
Yeah.
I have a company of psilocybin.
That's what we need to get out of
Psychedelics.
Yeah.
fear.
And we have a technology that we can do psilocybin synthetic.
Synthetic
Yeah.
psilocybin. What's the name of the company?
Vulcan.
Bocan.
Yeah.
I'm a shareholder.
You are?
Yeah. Cool. Cool.cn.
I don't know you from being a shareholder. So.
Well, I don't know you from being part of the company either. What's your name?
But now you do.
My name is Ted.
You are? You are?
Yeah.
So it's interesting that
Mike Roth.
tonight we have a few people
No,
who
I
are,
didn't know you. So you're Bocan, Brazil, right?
Yeah, I'm focused.
Okay. No, Bocan in Canada.
Oh, that's great.
I invested in them privately, and then they merged into.
You see, so go up and talk more.
I thought you were joking.
Why? Because it's April Fool's Day.
That's unbelievable.
tonight we have a few people who are in the bioscience area, including Ted and Marina, but also my friend Andre, who's sitting over here, who has actually helped to create all of the incubators in the city of New York.
But first, he defended the country
He
against
is
the commies.
he is a
Right?
Yep.
And, yeah.
he has an incredible background as a scientist and as an advisor to biotech companies. And next week, you may be interested, we're going to have on Thursday next week, the person from Queens Hospital who was the head of the testing that they do, the final stage of testing, human testing, for all of the kinds of medications and drugs that have to pass through her team before they're approved. And her name is Linda Bulone, and she will be here speaking on Thursday.
You didn't speak up. I said if she didn't say what she was doing, they would have never.
They never
these
would have
two
known.
shareholders would
No,
have
we
never
would have
met.
talked anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just kidding.
To
Just
your
trying to
point.
make you laugh.
Arthur, you know the old saying, This is a small world, not a big world.
It's a small world. Now, those of you who do not know Jimmy Chu, Jimmy Chu is.
I don't do shoes.
Not the shoemaker.
I take you.
There's a friend, he's a long friend of mine, who I met when we all know I have a relationship with John Catsmatidis and the Red Apple Group, and Jimmy also had a relationship with Mr. Catsmatidis, and so I met Jimmy through that. Jimmy is now working in the entertainment area and interested in acquiring companies in entertainment. So he's building a business for a company that was originally Hong Kong based, which has now moved here to the United States. So he's very actively pursuing that. He's also actively pursuing some other things, he's an entrepreneur.
So what kind of entertainment? Adult entertainment?
No. I keep thinking I would never get involved with something like that. The company that I'm working with right now would like to be the next Netflix of the world. So we look for content that they don't have yet. We are obtaining the licensing rights so they can put it on their platform. They will produce a movie, and one of the movies. I was supposed to portray a Chinese gangster, but guess what happened? They made me the Godfather of Chinatown. So that's how that's going.
My brother, you know.
We're going to film a movie over here.
And what's the name of the company?
Subscription-based
The
streaming?
entertainment company.
Pardon me?
What's the name of the entertainment company?
Dragon Squad Entertainment.
Dragon Squad.
Entertainment.
Great name.
So they're going to produce some TV series,
Oh yeah.
and they're going to produce TV series. They're going to produce films.
What do Shell say? Shell this
And
up.
I'm looking to put Arthur. I'm looking to put Arthur.
He wants to.
What are you trying to do with real estate? What is segments?
You want to be in the independent stuff? You know Romulus and shit? That's pretty good.
And, there are 4 other subject matters. The DNA company. We take your DNA. We come up with a customized license for your body.
Sell your furniture.
Everybody buys it.
Perfect guy.
Nobody knows
People like me make it
what
wrong.
kind of
Sell your
license to
showroom?
Yeah.
Hello.
take. What best way to do is take your DNA, customized license with your
No,
body.
I'm really good at it. Okay. I don't make
Modify
money.
that every 3 months. So you can keep yourself healthy.
I'm very.
So he brings value.
Also part of our plastic gas company.
Plastic to gas.
I like it.
All over the
Think
world.
about him. He's trying to understand.
He doesn't.
It's like a
Elon Musk want to buy him out. But he rejected it.
Pretty good to see you.
Jimmy Chu.
Those are dressed pretty sharp.
No, we're
No, just say you all.
No, we're full cycle.
See, a lot of people, like my guy friends, they give me a lot of trouble.
Wait till my beard grows.
They see a beautiful woman.
Now, do I want a light 7?
You want to meet him?
We're going to inject a new person to introduce herself.
See, somebody that got some courage.
Courage.
Some courage. That's what New York means right now.
My name is-
Realistically.
I'm Janet Chu, not related to this gentleman, same Chu, right? Is it written the same way?
CHIU.
CHIU.
Hello,
Yes.
definitely.
I was born in Taiwan, but I live here for a long time, and I want to thank Arthur very much for promoting this restaurant. This is my neighborhood restaurant, actually. I live on the 303 East 43rd Street, so that's at the exit of this 43rd Street, on the corner of 2nd and 43rd Street.
No, I'm telling you to move over next to her.
Oh.
So, thank you very much. I actually picked up something that I didn't know before. You mentioned June of 2019, the city has started to come downhill because of the legislation. Legislation, yes. So we have to bring the city back.
Yes.
And also I noticed another issue is a lot of large corporations are presided by wrong people. They want to keep our city shut. They want to keep the employees work from home.
Yep.
And it's very, it's a very prevalent problem. No matter it's in business, in many fields.
Oh, it's a very serious problem.
Judicial system. We have the wrong people in charge. Like the legislation. So we have to take our city back from, multi-faceted. We have to, and this is the first step to do. Let people know the issue. Let the like-minded people work together. Bring our city back. This is our property. We should not let it run like 1949 in China. I was born in Taiwan. I said again, China. We got 2 million influx from mainland China, Chinese people.
But that's the great part of the
Escape
city.
from China.
The diversity of the city is what makes it great.
Because
The Asians,
Chinese Communist Party.
people of all colors, that's what makes this city
I'm
great.
saying we have similar situation right now. As
We do. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
You're absolutely
so
right.
Now the homeless people issue is like the mobs, the homeless mobs in China. They want to occupy your land, make you scared and run away from your property. So we have to recognize that's the agenda they have.
You're absolutely right. And the point that you brought up about people needing to work in a building, in an office, is so important because unless people get connected with each other, they don't learn from each other. They don't have an opportunity to learn from people who are mentors or to learn and to advance. And that's so important. But you're right. You have to take the city back. Take it back, not just come back. Take it back. Take it back.
We need a mayor like you.
How do you take it back?
How do we take it back?
You have to support.
Who's here?
Then we go to war.
Oh my goodness! Oh Lauren, thank you for coming. All right, okay, so we'll just say thank you so much for being here. Let me, if I could, introduce Lauren Berger. Lauren is.
I don't want anybody to talk about it. We'll never come back again because of me.
I met Lauren about 1.5 years ago. She was a sponsor. Excuse me, please.
Excuse me.
She was a sponsor of the Burbank, Burbank Capital, and she was a sponsor of Burbank Capital's huge meeting last was August of I think 2019, and she hosted an event in her very lovely apartment at the time, and that's when we got to know each other. But look, can I just tell you just a little bit about it?
Yeah. Sure.
This
I don't care.
this wonderful woman
There's
had,
nothing to tell.
yeah, well, no. Do you still own any property?
Yeah, of course.
She has a great business. She owns mansions, she owns huge properties all around the world, and she rents them out. And they're very high quality, high level properties. And that's what she does.
That's what I do.
That's what she does. And she.
That's what I don't want to do anymore after COVID.
I want to honor you. So.
No. This is you done enough.
Done enough.
For sure.
Anyway, thank you for being here.
Oh my goodness, my pleasure. I'm sorry I couldn't make it the last couple of times, but it's been rough now. It's getting busy in the Hamptons. So I have a lot of pleading to do to get everybody ready.
I have a solution for you. You're talking about labor.
Yeah? Tell me. Yeah. Oh, I know. I hooked up with somebody that
Come on up here. We have another person who's sitting over at this table quietly. She's okay. Now, where are you from?
I was born in Taiwan.
You were born in Taiwan.
But raised here.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We normally have one of our other guests.
Everyone's
Everybody's busy. We have a little courtesy here for this young lady.
Talking a little bit. Go ahead.
Little courtesy.
Yes, courtesy.
Quiet.
I'll make it really quick so you guys can go back to your conversation. It was very, very nice meeting you all. You know, I'm really happy that all of us, we all get together. We have the same thinking, try to help New York get back to where it was. I was very sad. I have a company in Rockefeller Center, and I went down to the arcade, and there was nobody there. It used to be like long lines, and I cried. I haven't gone there for like a year because I went back to Taiwan. Taiwan was a place that almost have no COVID. You know, no one wears mask except like in.
And why do you think that is?
It's fake. Okay, many reasons. I believe, okay, I mean, I know most people probably don't believe this. I believe that it's
You can say it because I believe that.
you believe it? Okay, I think that we created so much karma, okay, that it's a collective karma that fills the whole world. So
Well, that's true.
yeah,
But you were going to...
But what happened? Taiwan doesn't have that problem.
well, no, Taiwan also I mean, of course, it also has problem. But when you go to Taiwan, you notice that people, TV station, when you open the TV station, okay, you know what they teach? They teach people to be better people. They teach you to be
positive
moral.
messages.
They teach people
No
to
fear.
be moral.
No fear, it's all positive.
To love other people, to care for other people. You know, it's like everywhere you turn, you see like Buddhists,
Positive messages.
Positive message. So you know, when you're in Taiwan, people are so nice.
And it's very clean.
It's very clean. No, it's just very kind people. You know, and so I just went through a tremendous tribulation. You know, I have my business literally taken away from me because I was very trusting. You know, I'm in the jewelry, antique and estate jewelry business, and I also run a auction house. And I was kind enough to take people in and share my company, and then literally the company was taken away from me while I was really busy running a business outside of New York. But anyhow, so I'm just really happy to meet all of you, and I hope all of us can keep the connection and do something
and the
to help,
positive word.
yeah, and help the world.
Yep.
Help New York.
Thank you so much. You didn't say your name.
Oh, my name is Anna Lee.
Anna Lee.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice meeting you too.
Yes.
Yes, very good.
We have a gentleman back here from Turkey. You want to come up and talk about your...
It's absolutely unbelievable what's going on right now. People have just been whacked.
Okay, folks, thanks for the event.
Introduce yourself and tell your story.
Okay, what are you talking about? First, I'd like to thank you for this event. And also thanks Berkeley and Gerald for inviting me. And I'm the head of the Turkish Promotion Agency in New York.
Wait, I want to hear.
Yes.
I like the jacket.
Well, I'm the head of the Turkish Promotion Agency in New York.
You are?
Yeah.
Konuşuyorsun.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Evet.
Madam.
Nerede?
We help Turkish companies incorporate, establish, and make business in the US. And I have lived in London, I lived in Berlin, and I lived in Istanbul. What I like about New York is quite inclusive, and it accepts different cultures, different people. And I really like this city, and I'm really, how can I say, sorry to see this great city that is, how can I, it's not functioning again. But I feel and I hope that it will come back. And you really contribute to this mission, and I appreciate what you do.
Thank you. And everybody, you know, I the past few weeks I've been talking about the fact that New York City is a mecca, and I talk about the fact that it's entrepreneurship and creativity that creates the freedom that we have, and that's why New York City is